Good, Mr. Mejia.
You started the other stuff, so do you mind if I skip tonight?
Yeah, you can skip. I'm just starting up I already got one computer going. I'm just starting the other one now.
Because I'm still, I just did the prom thing.
Yeah, take it easy. I mean, I got it covered. There shouldn't be any PowerPoint tonight anyways.
No PowerPoints tonight, none of that stuff.
Yeah, just got to put the code in. So just give me 5 minutes and kick it in on your end, okay?
I kicked it in already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, boss.
But I haven't started the Zoom yet.
All right, no sweat. I already started the on air. I already got that thing going.
Yes, yep, I see that.
Yeah.
I'll just wait to log you in for the Zoom.
All right, I'm just looking for the code now. Hold on. Let me put it.
I can give it to you if you want it.
No, I got it right in front of me.
How was your weekend?
Good. How about you? Did you have a cookout or anything?
Oh, no.
No. Did you talk to your parents?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How did-
Just sat around, the kids had activities and stuff, you know the deal.
Yeah, how do they like that thing? I get the same thing. What the hell's it called for the phone? You pay by the year.
The Magic Jack.
Magic Jack. They had a sale
Yeah,
this
I love
weekend.
it.
Yeah, they had a sale this weekend, $39. So, you know.
We've been using it for years.
Oh yeah, I mean I've had it off and on, but now I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
and
good.
you dial the number here and it rings over there.
And you got Magic Jack in your house too?
No, regular phone.
All right, because I mean if it's Magic Jack to Magic Jack, there's no charge or anything. You don't use it, you know what I mean?
It doesn't charge the other way either.
Yeah, oh good, even international, huh?
Yeah, no, because they have a Lawrence number on the Magic Jack.
Oh, smart cookies. What do they have, their old house number?
No, a different one, but it's any number that you can put in any area code.
I noticed that. I was gonna grab a Vegas number, but next year I'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, should be
so
going on.
Quit is done.
You know, I just realized this weekend, somebody told me, and I haven't read her column in so long, May 15th was her last column, and you know how she makes snap decisions. Did you read
No, today. I think it was yesterday.
The last one posted online?
Edition.
As of yesterday,
Yeah.
the last one online was May 15th. So she did another one since then?
Yeah.
Because the May 15th one from her column, her last line was, I quit or I'm done, something like that. And that was May 15th.
No, that was published now. That was published not a couple of days ago.
But the date was May 15th. You know,
Oh.
I would have thought she would have done it, you know, so I don't know how long it's been up. Somebody told me to look and I saw it last night and, you know, I mean, bittersweet, that's tough.
Oh, yeah, May 15 edition.
Yeah. So it's all done. I mean, I guess she's trying to sell the paper,
But it was published on the 25th.
Oh, okay, so no wonder. I just happened to open it up yesterday.
Yeah. But she should have sold and tried to make some money out
Well, she's been trying to sell it, and I heard there's some buyers, but I don't know if she's fussy or if the people are just talking and really not prepared to buy it, or, you know.
Yeah.
All right, this one's up on this end. You see it?
Let me see. Hold on. We just finished a promenade here.
Good. We're at
It's
the
crazy.
Middlesex Regional, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Essex Regional. I don't see it in here, Bill. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm on the right one.
All right. Budget, oh, you know what?
No.
What the fuck? No, this says budget hearings.
Put in the budget.
Why did I plug the wrong one in? I put the right one in on the other one. You see my other computer at the console is working?
Let me see. Ordinance.
Yeah.
I typed in the wrong one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because these people, they keep changing.
But it's funny, this has changed also. This says budget hearings, Lawrence Public Schools, charter school. That must be tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll be there for that.
I don't know how this could possibly happen. The one I put in for the other room said ordinance, but this one says budget hearing. So let me go back one. What the fuck is going on here? Yeah, let me go back to the one, May 27th, yeah.
Okay.
So let me get out of this
Here we
one.
go. National Grid is already in.
Okay, let me leave this meeting so I can get into the correct one. I don't know, my email changed.
Channel 22 is all set.
Yeah. So National Grid's online, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let me get this here. What do we got, 894? So they finished already? Your kids graduated?
They graduate Thursday.
Nice. So when is your school up?
But they, sometime in June, at the end, like June 20th or something.
So you lost part of your class, the seniors are all done?
Yeah, finally.
Good,
It's just you right now?
yeah.
You just,
Let's see.
What's that?
you just swore.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not on the air though.
Yeah,
What?
yes.
What did I say? Would you hear it out there? Oh, you know why? The damn mic is on. That's why.
You're on TV?
Yeah, but it's not being broadcast yet.
No, yeah.
John, is it all over the air now?
I started it.
Yeah, he just started it
I
now.
started it.
Oh, what you see there is not what's going out. That's just my monitors. You're looking
No,
at
none of the monitors.
the one out in the hall.
No, on TV, on YouTube.
Well,
Alex just sent me, Alex Vega,
yeah.
to tell you. You
Hey,
just
tell
swore.
him I said thanks. I'm gonna have to watch my
What's your
speech.
language?
Just got scolded by Maria. So what'd you do? Send it out early?
I
Yeah.
started the meeting.
Yeah, you bastard. You hung me out to dry.
Sorry.
No sweat. Let me just pull up this thing now. Hold on.
No, when you hit start, that's when it went on.
Oh, I see. So that new procedure I gotta go through on air means it's live.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So I can do that later from now on. They're not even here yet. Yeah, now you tell me. Thanks,
No,
boss.
but you are on air already.
Only because of this new jerry-rig system, right?
No, that's the new system.
Going forward. The new system just implemented
Yeah, no,
last
no.
week.
So this one just goes directly.
Yeah.
Once you hit on air, it goes.
Yeah, but I mean, we only started doing that last week, so after 15 years, I gotta... Now, I'm glad you told me about that, so now I know if the audio goes out. You know
No,
what?
but the other one was the other way. So just mute your audio. Your mics are on.
It is. You know why? I was checking the mic. I'll leave you.
Yeah.
I won't swear anymore. Okay, boss. Should be ready to go. Let me just do this
So
one
are you
last thing.
there?
Yeah,
The chair. I'm waiting for the chair.
yeah, it should pop in now. I'm all joined up. Okay, boss. We're good.
I see it right here. Hold on. That way you
Yeah.
can leave the AI.
It's just
stop.
regenerating now,
Let me
so.
make the chair. I'll make the chair a co-host.
And we'll pull this secret AI thing. too.
Okay.
Nobody's none the wiser. Okay,
Yep.
I got him. I see National Grid. We're good to go.
Okay.
All right, have a nice night.
Good to
I'll see you
go.
tomorrow. So,
Thank you,
so
sir.
remember
Have a good
tomorrow,
one.
tomorrow they sent us the license board agenda, so we got 3 meetings tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, hopefully,
Okay.
hopefully we'll have them all down here.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you. Bye-bye.
We should be able to do that.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Tough to work alone. Okay. Take care.
I submitted the payment.
It went in
Yeah, I submitted.
this
the
week,
No, last week.
so when's the next one gonna be? Before the first, like this week, you're gonna send another one in, or no?
No, I will send it, I think, the first week. But I did send that one.
The other one, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But John was saying, John said, I was gonna put another one in last week, but John said, no, wait till, the first.
Yeah, the first, uh-huh.
So I'll wait till the
Well, send
first.
it right away because it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
For July?
Because already I did so many hours this month, it's, you know, it's
So
already running up.
Send
Yeah.
it, next week, right? Yeah, next week.
Yeah, well, the first will be next Sunday, right? So you're not gonna send it in Sunday,
Oh, Monday.
Monday.
Mhm.
So I better do mine Wednesday, the last I'm working this week, and it'll be all ready.
Oh, yeah, and then,
Yeah. Okay, thank you, take care.
Excuse me, is this one gonna be the meeting?
For the ordinance committee?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone, or good evening.
Good evening.
No one stood up when I walked into the room. What happened? Usually everybody No? No all rise, nothing? No, thank you, thank you. Here's a guy. He must have wanted something. Yeah. I did the rest of it. excited for the vote. Hi, how are you? Let me get my brochure and find out what's on the agenda. There was something supposed to be on my desk for tonight's meeting, or maybe it's in here.
There is, yeah,
Is it in
probably
here?
there's.
There it is. Got it.
When I need,
It's all here.
no, that's for my name, yeah,
Yeah.
that's for my name, probably.
Okay. What item are you here for? Oh, is it worship? Okay, thank you. I know why you're here. Wait a second.
August 7th, 8th,
All right, so, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one for you. What is it? What date?
He was here, he was here on the 13th, right?
Oh.
But he's got referred to the full council, but you needed to show that from the rec.
So you're not on the agenda.
Because he runs it.
That's right.
So I got it and presented it the next day, submitted it to the.
So maybe in the next agenda.
So that's.
Yeah, it was a conflict of interest. Yeah, but remember, it was something about the
It was
council.
a conflict because of
There was another one that's on my program, so.
And that event was pressed on the 7th and I was.
Yeah, but.
we were both on the 8th. On the
Yeah, but
14th.
did you go on the?
I think it's right at half.
Yeah, because
Because we were concerned about the conflict.
I know he was here. I have it here, May 13th.
I think we passed it.
Well, I don't know if it was on the, oh, there's no agenda. Let me see, what number is that? I'm thinking of the 184.25. Do you have it in the agenda? 184.25. No, it's
Yeah,
not
it sets
here.
up. We sent it up. I think this, I think we have it for council level. I think we passed it. 100% no, 90% we did. I think we're okay. Either way, we can't talk about this tonight here. So the good news is, you don't have, oh, good. The good news is that you don't have to be here. The best news, is you already passed it, but I don't remember. Hi, how are you, Clark? Good. So this showing right here was an item that's on the common. And it was a potential conflict with somebody who's fine.
He's all set, yep.
And so I thought we
You
passed.
did, yep, yep. And so I sent an email to the recreation actually today on that. And St. Martin responded, and I put it in the email to them and to the police that said, they are not using the stage area on the 8th, they're setting up at the other end, they should not be in his way at all. They will be setting up on the 8th, but they'll not where you're gonna be, so you should be all set, yeah.
Yes, you don't need to be here, you're good.
Yeah.
Everything's passed.
On the agenda, sorry, document number 19425. I don't understand this one at all, but right here, 19425, I'm gonna get back to it. It doesn't even make sense, because, it's like, people like sort of piggy club, I don't know that. But, yeah. So taking down the sign, it was like, please don't take down before April 15th. So, wait, I'll take
So it's still on here, so
It's ready to go.
we would set up
Just
the
send it.
council to work all the time.
Exactly.
So
It's ready.
it's ready.
You don't need to, because it's removing the sign, you don't need to send it to the police. So 194, we just.
Well, we sometimes do. Sometimes we don't. We don't. Sometimes who knows who's saying we need to sign it.
Yeah, so that one is, yeah, but that one, whatever you wanna do.
Yes, right.
It's ready to go. I'm gonna put this out for everybody right now. Okay, this is the fun email, just so you know, beautiful, beautiful, the new house is in Broadway. It does, it really does. It has my new address. I love it. Hey, counselors.
Oh, it's, wow, let's get started.
Hello. No, este es el bulto de la plan.
This one is on your agenda, it's ready for you to draw.
Okay.
I don't know why it didn't get withdrawn sooner. They were waiting for this lady to move and she wanted to, so it's ready to go.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So everybody shows up on time. And now, we can't start for 5 minutes because we have issues with telecast. So what I said, we're gonna give them 5 minutes. And then, I don't care if it's on or not on, we're gonna conduct a meeting. We just can't be sitting around farting around. So, we're doing 5, let's see what they can do.
Inside your binder is a memo from Tim McGregor for 195. It's in your binder.
Brown on the side there, I know she does.
I'm gonna say a prayer for you later. If you don't thank me now, you can thank me later if you want. You can thank me later. If you already thank me now, you can thank me later. Yeah, that's fine.
How's everything going?
Hola, cariño, ¿cómo te estás?
Upstairs for the meeting.
down, but he said we'll be here.
Good. Is everybody ready? We're about to begin the show. You all ready? All right, good. Why is that doing that? Good evening, and welcome to the Ordinance and Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, May 27, 2025. I will ask that we would please call the roll. Clerk, would you please call the roll? How are we doing with mics?
Councilor Fidelina Santiago,
Present.
Councilor Gregory del Rosario,
Present.
Councilor Celina Reyes,
Present.
and Chairman Mark LaPlante.
Present. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Act of 2022, this meeting of the Ordinance Committee is being conducted both in person and via remote participation. A reminder that persons who would like to listen or view this meeting while in progress may either attend in person at the location here in this office, in this building, or at the Facebook Lawrence City Council page and the YouTube Lawrence City Council page. I will ask that we all stand up and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Council, I trust we all had a memorable Memorial Day weekend. I know that it's an important time for our city as we remember those from our city who have died, who are in the military, 777. And those flags outside are another reminder of the people who walked our streets, worked here, went to our schools, and who died for our behalf. So I hope everybody had a good, memorable weekend. What I would like to do, as we often do, is we like to start off with the people who are here. I have essentially one group of individuals, and then we will deal with the bunch from the police department. So the one is number, if there's no objection, 22625, the 4 days of worship at O'Connell Park from August 7th to the 10th. Sandra Lopez, come on up.
Hello.
Good evening. So name and address? Name and address? Name and address?
Oh, we would like to do this.
Okay, no name and address. What's your, Sandra Lopez?
Yes.
Where do you live, Sandra?
Oh, I live in 89 Ashland Avenue in Methuen.
Methuen, super. Well, welcome.
Thank
All right,
you.
you got the floor. Go right ahead.
I am Sandra. I'm a member of the Pentecostal Church of Healing the Brokenhearted in Lawrence. And this is my pastor, and we're here because we would like to request permit to have the 4 days of worship at the...
Ms. Lopez, is your mic on and you can tell if the green light is on? I can hear it. Perfect. Continue.
I just
to
talked too low. Can you hear me now? Okay. I am Sandra Lopez, and I'm here with my pastor, and I belong to the Church Healing the Brokenhearted here in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And we are here because we would like to request permit for 4 days of worship at the O'Connell South Common Park.
Okay.
I'm going to have her.
So that's good. So from my perspective, the most important thing is that there are no conflicts. And I did have a chance to talk with the clerk and looked at the schedule, and there is no conflict for this, for 220, for what's the number? 226. Recreation has approved it, so there's no conflict, so you're good there, and that's the most important one.
Perfect.
Usually one of my colleagues, my dear friend, Councilor Del Rosario, often has a few things to say regarding music and noise and all that stuff. He's really good at it, so I'll let him talk about that. Go ahead, Councilor Del Rosario.
Thank you through you, Chair. Last year, we had the most complaints about noises when the churches were performing or acting at the parks. So this year, what we asking for you guys, because most of us go to church, I go to church, I'm a church guy, it's to try to keep the noise down. Also, there's no conflict at this time, but might be another event at the park. And I put this example because last year I went to an event that was right next, or far away from where the church was performing, but you couldn't hear anything that was going on the other event because the speakers was too loud. I mean, I know that when you preaching and the Holy Spirit hits you, you get excited and all that stuff, but we got to also be mindful of the noise. And once again, last year, we had the most complaint coming from every event in the park for the church with humongous noise. I mean, never seen it before. So this year, we would love not to have those complaints. So if you guys can keep it low, as low as you can, I mean, and respect the other events that are around will be great. I mean, we haven't denied any permit yet for any church that comes here, but just keep that in mind. Because last year, again, was the worst that we ever had when it comes to the complaints. And believe it or not, it was every time that we had a church event in the parks. So keep that in mind.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to add any.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, hi, my name is Maraima Martinez from, how my sister Sandra said, we're from Healing the Brokenhearted in Lawrence, 360 Merrimack Street. I just wanted to thank you all for allowing us to have the event last year. The 3 days of worship, it was, we do apologize for the noise. We will do our best this year to, control that a little bit better, but it was a great event. There was a lot of people in the community that came, and that's what we want to do, reach out to the community, to the youth, the women, the men, just bring them hope through the word of God and through music, and just lift up their faith in these hard times. So again, I want to thank you all for allowing us to do that. God bless you.
Looking for a motion?
Motion to send to the full council with a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, second by Vice Chair Reyes. This is actually in my district, so the people who live in the perimeter of that park are the people that I represent. So I need to, on their behalf, in echoing what my colleague just said, and I heard what you said as well, but I need to say this as well because I represent them. So please be mindful of the volume and leave the park better than how you found it. So, and I think for the most part, the church groups are pretty good about that. That's not a problem, but I think I just need to be consistent with that message.
We understand.
Thank you very much. So the motion's been made. You're welcome. Made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now, ladies, I would recommend that you come back to this room, to the chambers, at the full city council meeting. All we have done tonight is we sent this up. We looked upon it favorably. We're recommending to the full council that we should support this and provide a permit. But the actual permit doesn't happen until all 9 of us have a chance to vote and weigh on it. So that meeting is on June the 3rd.
At 7 here?
At 7, well, yes. Now, I'm saying it's at 7 p.m., but our 7 p.m. is usually about 7:15. But yeah, 7 p.m.
No problem.
Great.
Thank
Also,
you.
thank you
See
so
you
much.
then.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
All right, good night. I think that's it for folks. Oh, hello. Oh, National Grid. I do see that individual. National Grid, is there somebody there?
Yes.
Excellent. Who are we speaking with? What is your name? There we go. Thank you. Could you identify yourself, please?
Hello. I'm Sattler. I'm with National Grid, located at 1101 to their approval of work request 30992841. Can you guys hear me all right?
We heard the last part. You said 309?
30992841.
Okay, do you know what, all right. 229, you say? Thank you. So, thank you. So, councilors, on the agenda, 22925, we're relocating 2 JO poles on Stearns Ave. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what is your last name, sir?
Sattler?
Mr. Safla?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so we have it. So what are you looking to do, and why do we need to do it?
Sure. So we're requesting to, actually, this is an install of 2 new poles. Sorry, correction there. So these will be 2 new poles, and they're essentially poles to be able to carry a higher voltage wire from Methuen's, was it Methuen? Sorry. Let me look at yeah, Methuen side and carry it into Lawrence. That way we can power a 52 residential building that'll be going up in 113 West. Wells Street, 13 Wells Street.
113 what street?
13 Wells Street in Lawrence,
How do you
Mass.
spell that? I never heard of that street. So there, how do you spell that street? Because I've never heard of that street before. Is it a, go ahead.
Wells is W-E-L-L-S.
Wells. I think I've heard of that. Okay. It's in your district? Okay. Is it, must be a small street. Small? Thank you. I feel vindicated. All right. I don't have any questions, but maybe members of the committee do. Councilor Del Rosario?
Through Chair. Are we replacing the one that's there? Is that correct? Or are we placing a new one but replacing the one that is there?
So the poles that are highlighted in black and white, those will be new poles being put in. So there should be 2 new poles being put in Lawrence.
Okay. I have an issue when they replacing the poles. They're not replacing the poles. They just put in one in front of the others, and we haven't spread out through the city double poles, which, according to conversation that we have a couple of years ago, it's not supposed to happen that way, but National Grid is still doing it. In my district, there's a couple of streets where they have double poles, and then they put a piece of wood in the middle, trying to stick them together. So would that be the case right now, or who should we talk to about not doing those double poles? To remove the old one, put the new one, take the old one.
Yeah, no, great question. So these are going to be 2 whole new poles, so there shouldn't be any existing poles there. So we won't be doubling poles there. Regarding double poles, so these are going to be jointly owned between us and whoever is the communication people there. So it could be Verizon or whoever. But we have an agreement where we install a new pole and they have to remove the old pole once they finish moving all of their wires. So we finished our part and we're waiting on them. I highly recommend reaching out to their representatives and they can hopefully get you guys squared away.
Okay, well, we'll do so, but also keep in mind that you guys are the one coming in front of us, asking for permission, so we don't have them in front of us. So I'm consistent with my request, so every time I see National Grid here, I'm gonna hit you with the double poles. Double poles, and till now, I don't think we have denied for you guys to do the work, but if the work is not gonna be done the correct way, and then we're gonna blame somebody else for not doing the job and finalize your job. I don't want double poles in my district. I don't know how my colleagues feel about that. And we need to prevent those. And if we cannot get in contact with whoever's not moving the wires, I think the National Grid should also contact those and say, you know, the city of Lawrence is requesting us to remove it and you haven't done your part. So we need to do that in partnership from now on. There's too many double poles still in our city and in my district. So just keep that in mind and bring that message back to whoever's in charge of that.
Yeah, I understand your frustration and it's valid. I'll make sure to bring that up in a meeting and make sure you get squared away.
Okay. Any other comments, questions, motions?
To send for full council for federal recommendation
To order a public hearing?
and public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. Any further discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. So, Mr. Sather, I'm not sure if you were listening to the earlier part. We did not give permission this evening. We just sent it up with a recommendation, which is favorable. The next full city council meeting, at which we're going to be ordering a public hearing, will be on Tuesday. I don't suspect you'll need to be here for that, but you might want to be here when the public hearing is whenever that is held, probably a month from now or 6 weeks. So that's that. All set?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
I do believe we have another individual has come here this evening, and I'd like to, if there's no objection, take 22425. This is to request access sidewalk for a produce display at 274 South Broadway at Gomez Meat Market. So with the individual who is looking for that, I've got Raul Gomez Sanchez on here, but you're clearly not Raul Gomez Sanchez.
No, I'm the daughter,
Okay.
Rachel.
Nice to meet you, Ms.
Nice
Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Welcome for being here. So what are you looking to do?
So we want to get some access on the sidewalk so we can be able to put our
Juice machine for the caña, like use sugar cane, and the slushy machine. So we have more space because inside of our store we don't have the space, and on the sidewalk it will be easier for the customers.
Okay. I know that we deal with the market, and we deal with the selling of stuff, and that's under our jurisdiction. Typically sidewalks aren't. I think I mentioned that the last meeting, so I'm always learning stuff. So I don't think we have this, I'm presuming this entire permit is on our shoulders, no police requirement. Is that our understanding on this? So, okay. So, is this, I've got the memo here, but it's all in Spanish, so I can't read it because I don't have that skill. Do you have the times? Like what time, is it gonna be, you're gonna leave it overnight? Are you gonna bring stuff in and out? How are you dealing with with the stand?
So we open, over there, we want to open like around 10 through like 8 o'clock. 10 in the morning. And
So you want to occupy, is it the entire sidewalk or a portion of the sidewalk?
no, it's a portion, just.
Portion.
I have
Oh, we
pictures.
got pictures. Thank you.
Mhm.
I got the pictures. So the tent is over the entire sidewalk in the pictures that I have.
It's not the entire sidewalk, it just,
Yeah, the table is not
Right.
cover the entire
Right.
sidewalk, just the tent. The people can walking around. and
Yeah.
it's easy to.
yeah, they.
I can see the table just around this. That's a small space in the picture.
So what we have to be, I think, mindful of is our folks who have disabilities. And we want to make, not only those with disabilities, but our young children, adults, we don't want them to walk on the street. So as long as we have enough space for individuals to be able to
Yeah.
safely travel on our city streets, on our
Sidewalk,
sidewalks, other councils can speak
Yeah,
to that, I don't have a
they are
problem.
able to,
That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
The only small issue that I might have, and I'm just looking at the picture, there seems to be some sort of bump or something on one of these areas. And if I'm in a wheelchair, for example, that might be problematic, although I don't have a wheelchair, I don't know, but that is the only thing that comes to my mind that I would be at the least bit concerned about. Can you see the picture that you sent to us? Right there? That's the only thing I could think of that might be a concern. But if you are able to somehow still, and just be mindful of
Leave
that
space.
as you, right,
Yeah,
as
we
you put your
leave space.
tables there and make sure people can go
yeah,
through
of
that.
course, yeah,
you
I
should be
understand
fine.
what you mean, yeah.
Okay, I think, so there is a workaround.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any other questions. So you're 10 in the morning to 8 at night,
Mhm.
7 days a week?
Probably, yeah.
Are you open 7 days a week?
Yeah. Yeah, we are open every day.
So I think it's important that we have on this motion that we have the hours. So you
Okay.
need it from 10 and you need it until 8 and you have it Monday, you have it the entire week. And I think that's important that we have that as part of the permit that we issue.
Okay.
Am I missing anything, counselors?
No, through you, Chair.
Go ahead.
And I wanna thank you guys for coming over and do it the right way.
Yeah.
A lot of people just bring out the stuff in battle with our inspection services throughout the whole summer. Bring it in, coming out, but you guys are doing it the right way. And that's how every business should do it. Come in, get the permit, and do it the right way. So I want to say thank you guys for bringing this to us and do it the right way with a permit so you guys can do it.
Thank
So,
you, guys.
motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation reflecting that this is gonna be 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by the Vice Chair Reyes. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Ms. Gomez, so what we just did, we just sent this up to the full council with our recommendation that it be approved. The full council has the final say. Our next meeting is on Tuesday, June the 3rd. I would highly recommend that either you or someone else from your representative of your company be here in case another counselor has a question regarding it, and you
Okay.
can advocate for it,
Okay.
right?
Thank you.
See you on the 3rd. All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I think, can anybody see around the television? Is there anybody else here that you need to bring up? Nope, okay. So with that, Sergeant Pangiatakis, welcome.
Thank you.
We're gonna deal with your stuff. Good evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the council.
So do you have the documents there in front of you? What's the first one that you have?
I put them in order from 9925 to 136 something, I think. 13625.
Do we have,
In the back.
is this one stuff? Thank you, perfect. Okay, for our ease, let's go in the order that we have them, that way.
It's the same, well, you just call this one, which is that. He said he put it in order.
Yeah, I start with the lowest one, 9925.
Okay, well, that's the order, so we'll just do that. We can do that. If there's no objection, we're just gonna go in the order of the documents that we have from the police department, the first one being 99-25, which is on page 3 of our agenda. This is no parking zone on Blanchard Street, west side, from Farnham Street to the property line. What's your recommendation on this?
It's a favorable recommendation. Detective Hegarty spoke with the building owners, the business owners there, and they're having trouble with people parking along the fence line, which makes it hard for their trucks to get the steel and big iron parts in. And he's provided some pictures of cars that would be blocking them from being able to get the steel in.
Maria, Ms. Halloran, do you have these things in your packet? And it's gonna be in our full city council packet when we have the vote? Excellent. Okay. So this will, of course, need a public hearing. I'm looking for a motion.
Motion to send full council to favorable recommendation or a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next is 11225.
Yes, docket 11225 submitted by Jose Martinez. It's a favorable recommendation for handicap parking on 44 Tremont Street, sir.
Looking for a motion.
Motion to send to full council with a favorable recommendation or a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document is 11325. This is handicap parking at 22 Linden Street.
So 11325 submitted by Katherine Pilgrim is a favorable recommendation for that handicap spot on 22 Linden.
Motion to send to full council favorable recommendation to order public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion? See no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document is 11925. Give me a second to pull that up. It's on page 2 under April 1st, and that is resident parking on Jackson Court.
11925 submitted by Councilor Wendy Luzon as a favorable recommendation for the resident parking along with business parking on Jackson Court, sir.
Looking for a motion.
Motion to send to full council favorable recommendation or a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. So the only discussion I would have on something like this, because we're going down this road of more and more resident parking, is if we can get, I think it's helpful for us to know how many cars we're looking at on a strip that would qualify for this. And I'm not asking that we have it here, because this is my first time even talking about it, so,
You want to know how many like houses there are or a photo?
well, it's a tough, I mean, ideally, and I don't think it'd be hard to do, ideally, I would like to know, how much space do we have, streetwise? Is it like a?
Oh, lengthwise, like widthwise or
like
lengthwise?
along the side of the street where the sidewalk is. And then, like, how many cars, I mean, would be looking for a resident parking sticker? I mean, what I'm trying to do is, if you've got enough spaces for, I'm gonna throw a number out, 12 vehicles on that side of the street, and they have a resident parking, but you've got 10 units, everybody's got 2 cars, that 10 times 2 is 20. In this hypothetical, you've got space for 12. Everybody's gonna go to the police department, ask for their permit. They're gonna get their resident parking permit, then they're gonna come park, and already there's packed. And I'm just wondering, we're doing more of these.
Yes, we are.
It's concerned, to be very frank with
We're
you.
concerned about
I'm
it
very
too.
concerned.
Yeah.
This is a Band-Aid on a major cut. This is all this is. This is not solving the problem long-term. We're kicking the can by resident parking. We're not solving the problem. So,
I agree with you.
so the issue here is, I'm just trying to manage expectations. From our sake, who did this? Councilor Luzon? Councilor Luzon is gonna be a hero. She's gonna get this, we're gonna go through this stuff, but, in a little bit of time, she's gonna get a phone call saying, I've got a parking sticker, but I can't find a place to park. What do you got, what do I need to do? Someone doesn't live in this house, and they're gonna start ratting on people. They're never here, and this becomes all this stuff. So I'm saying this not because I wanna fix it tonight, but I guess I'm suggesting that we need to be aware of this going forward, that's all. I don't have an answer, again, sorry.
Would the person submitting it, like Council Luzon should have took that into account before she submits it, or? I don't know how that works.
Well, I'm just speaking, this is me
No,
thinking out loud right now.
There's too many of them right now on some really long streets that we really can't do it on,
Right.
This being a shorter street is better, but again, there's only there's 3-4 cars per house now.
So here's my prediction, what's going to happen is this, councilors, we're gonna keep doing this, and then there's gonna be this amazing, really difficult problem. And then they're gonna come up on public participation, or something's gonna happen, they're gonna say, what are you guys doing? You didn't think this through when you said that, and then we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna kick this can. I don't know, we're typically not very good about being proactive on stuff, typically. We're more of a reactive group than a proactive group. If somebody wants to be proactive on it, please do. But this is a major concern. Who wants to speak on it? Councilor Del Rosario? Go ahead.
I think the proactive will be enforcement. What it is also enforcement. I was talking to traffic control, a gentleman for traffic control one time, and says, there's too many streets for me to, not all the streets have a parking restriction, but we're not hitting those streets to enforce the parking. And there's people that live, like I said, in the wintertime, cars would tow in my district with Methuen street license plate from Methuen, because Methuen had the ban that they cannot park anywhere on the streets, and you know what they did? They crossed the line, and they left it here. And nobody passed by there. Nobody enforced 1 or 2 times a week. Not every street in Lawrence had a parking restriction, but nobody's enforcing it. Where there's restriction, nobody is enforcing it. So people get used to park, and not enforcement. So whoever doesn't live there is not moving the vehicles. There's vehicles left on streets for days. Okay. And we have an ordinance of 72 hours without moving them. Nobody's enforcing them. You can pass today, 2nd Street, and you see a car today, and you see the car there for weeks because people are on vacation, and nobody is enforcing anything. When you go to traffic control, they say that somehow they respond to the police department. When you go to the police department tell you that they don't work for the police department. They are on the DPW. So nobody is enforcing anything. Regardless of what any ordinance that we create here, we just put it in papers. Nobody is enforcing anything. Nothing is being enforced in the city. So that's part of it. That's what the issue is. It's not 3 cars, 2 cars, but if we enforce every ordinance that we have at least once a week, people that don't live in that neighborhood won't park in that neighborhood. You find cars with license plate from New Jersey. They're not visiting because you see them a month on those streets. You see cars from New Hampshire on your streets for days. Nothing is being enforced. When I go to New Hampshire and I leave my car near the lake for 24 hours, I'm getting a call or it's being towed. This is the only city that people come from anywhere and park the car there and go away, and nobody does anything. Nothing. They go and mark the tires, and they go 6 days later, and they mark on the tires there, and they mark it again because they thought it was moved. So if we don't enforce our parking restrictions that we have there, we're going to have the same issue. And people think that resident parking would be a solution, but enforcement will be a solution. And we're not enforcing anything. I see people parking their handicaps and they leave it there. And I see cars driving by. I remember When I came to Lawrence, every cop knew every ordinance that was there. And when you violated one, 30 years ago, I know things have changed. When you violated one, you were hit with a fine or you were hit with a ticket. Now they drive by and they don't even stop. They see cars on the handicapped spot and they don't see if you have a sticker or whatever. I think they drive by. We're not enforcing, Chair, we're not enforcing anything regardless of what we create here. People think it's a solution, but nothing is being enforced, and people continue to violate our ordinance without no repercussion.
Sergeant, you have a comment on that?
I know that Officer Yancey does a lot of towing with regards to cars parked over 72 hours. He'll mark the wheel. If traffic control gets called to a car that's on the side of the street, we have to see it there for 72 hours, not the civilian. So he'll have the traffic control guy mark the car, and within 72 hours, Gary will go check that car again and tow it immediately. He does tow a lot of cars for us. But unfortunately, we don't have a big division for that, you know? And I don't see us getting too many more people in the future. We're losing just as much as we're gaining, so. I wish I had a better answer for you, Counsel.
No, I understand, but I also want
I
you guys
understand your
to-
frustration, yeah.
No, I'm not frustrated, but I mean, I learned how to live with it. And every time we come here to ordinance and we creating this, believe it or not, I'll go home and say, why? I mean, why? If they're gonna keep having the same issue. And when you go to, again, I had a conversation with a traffic control guy the other day, 2 days ago, and they was like, well, we have too many streets here, but not every street have parking restrictions. Not all of them.
everyone.
But they don't know what streets have parking restrictions. So they're not hitting it on an everyday basis. And when you call them, because constituents are calling you, they tell you, well, I'm right here because there was an accident and I'm responding to the police department. Okay, that's great. But they don't even know, our traffic controllers don't even know our streets, they have parking restriction. They have no idea. They only respond when somebody calls them. But they have no idea. They don't go and hit those streets on an everyday basis or once or twice a week. And we have cars parked out of states on parking restricted streets for days and nothing does anything. But I understand. And people think it's a relief and they feel good and they make us a hero. But at the end of the day, when I go home, I say, I mean, we just fill out another paperwork, and nothing is going to happen. It's not going to change. But
What I'll do is I'll make sure they're provided with a list of all the streets that are restricted parking. They should at least have that.
they should. If we enforce our streets that have parking restriction at least twice a week, our taxes won't go up.
There's one gentleman's opinion on our tax issues.
Who generate? I told you once, if we enforce 25% of our ordinance, the revenue in this city will be unbelievable. Just enforce now parking here to the corner on an everyday basis. And this city will have tons of money.
$180 million?
You can make $1 million in a year with not parking here to the corner. Okay. Hitting it on an everyday basis.
I'm not going to debate that. We're going to let you have the last word on that. So the other thing as well on these, just so you're aware, the biggest, I'm going to be polite. No,
you don't have to be.
No.
I've been around a while.
No, so there's an amazing amount of money that you need to pay to be able to get these. It's $2 to get this permit, and I realize that's on us. We get to charge whatever we want. So if we want to charge more, but here's the thing. I don't believe we're charging.
No, we're not. I didn't even know about this.
And number two, it's supposed to be annually. So everybody's supposed to come back every year, pay the $2, the big $2 fee, and that's not happening at all.
When I did work the front window, before, there were people that I need to renew my resident parking, but I've never heard of a fee.
It's in the ordinance.
And that's part of the enforcement. They change colors, those papers.
Yes, they do.
And you drive by Garden Street, they give you a sample, and you will still see the papers that they took out, 1979, white paper already furred in front of the cars. And again, traffic control, those have no idea that the paper had changed colors.
No. I don't want to, so we could talk about this for a
Yeah.
while, but
No,
part of me, I think what we
Enforcement.
part of what we consider as well is when we first devised this $2 fee has been in existence at least since 1986 when the new charter came into existence and the rollover ordinances. So it's been in existence for at least that long. And at that point, there was just a few streets, not a lot, just a couple, few, where I forget which streets there were, but major streets where there was issues. But like anything else, if it's $2 to get one of these, it's like candy. Sometimes, if you really need it, going up with a fee, and I'm not a guy that likes to bring things up, but sometimes policy can be impacted by fees. And the people who really need it will pay the $15 or $10 or whatever. And the people who don't really need it, there's gonna be a number where they're gonna say, I don't need it that badly, I'm not gonna pay. Or
I agree with you. There should be a higher fee than $2.
But it's a laugh, or at this point, make it nothing. I mean, it's laughable. So anyway, and it is nothing, because no one's paying, so. Anyway, we're not gonna solve that tonight either, but it's a good conversation to have, and if a counselor wishes to work on that, I'm willing to work with them if that's of interest.
Starting tomorrow, I'll have them get a list and provide it to the traffic control with the color of the
year of that
piece of paper.
Okay.
We did, one more thing, we did look into getting stickers, like for beach parking, I live in Northampton, they have beach parking stickers. And so, to do that annually, have to be right on the back, sitting and say, Lawrence, Alder Street, 2024, 2025.
Sure.
Makes it a lot easier than that piece of paper sitting on the dashboard.
Yeah, that thing could be fraudulent. Is there a motion on the floor right now or not? Did we take it? Is the motion's been made and properly second? If there's no further discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Good discussion. Next is document number 1/2025. This is 50-minute parking on Holly Street in front of Wilson's Auto Service, put on by our District C Councilor, Councilor Del Rosario. And what is your recommendation from the police department?
So Jay Haggerty went to 68 Holly Street. It's an unfavorable recommendation for 15 minutes, and his reason, he spoke to the business owner, Mr. Martinez. They're trying to stop residents who live on the street to stop from parking in front of his house. There's room for only one vehicle there, and he attached a photo, which I don't have attached to mine. But the lot that next to the building can fit up to 30 cars.
Say it again, the what?
The lot next to the building can fit up to 30 cars.
Up to 30 cars. And that's the same person that wants the 15-minute parking, the lot next door he owns has 20.
He didn't reference whether he owned it. I wish he was here. He called in sick. He's out sick. His son
Understood.
had a problem.
Right.
But I don't know if you know if he owns that lot or not.
It's part of the business. They fix a lot of cars there. It's only 2 houses there, which one of them has parking. I think both of them has parking. So the issue in that street, which is, I don't know if you record, Chair, there's another side that I'm trying to put a no parking anytime, which it has the pictures on it. So they park from that corner all the way down, and they park in his business. So he's asking for 15 minutes.
Okay.
So 15 minutes, it's park, and if it gets eventually enforced, they're not gonna be there all day in front of his business, which it prevents also when he's trying to get those cars out of the lot. And it's only 2 houses there, and I think it's one right next to the business with a parking lot, where it has a driveway, which we also have issue with that gentleman, because he leaves the garage door open and the sidewalk is blocked, so we're working on with him. And there's another one across the street. There's no other houses in there. The cars are coming, whoever's going to Broadway, it's Holly right there. Whoever's going to Broadway, try to not to pay the parking meter, so they go
So
there.
is that right before the bend to get out though?
Yeah,
Broadway?
it's coming if you're coming through Broadway, you go around, right? You go around, it's before going to Manchester Street.
Okay.
It's right there, so it's only 2 houses there. So again, the people that park there is not people that live there, because there's only 2 houses.
Okay.
It's people that go to the business on Broadway, and they try not to even stay away from the meters or stay away from a ticket on Broadway, so, and that's the people parking there. That's why he requests 15 minutes. If it's somebody to come from my business, they're not gonna be there longer than 15 minutes.
Okay.
And it's only on business hours. If we can do that, it's only on business
Yeah,
hours. when
I
it's
mean,
open.
we can change our recommendation. I don't know if I have to change the form or how we can.
Well,
how this has to be
listen,
done.
it's your recommendation. The counselor has made an impassioned and perhaps a persuasive argument.
I know where he's talking about, so
Okay.
I don't, there's not many houses on that part of Holly Street. at all.
I've been very consistent through the course of my time on the council. It is a rare occurrence that I disagree with the police department on a recommendation. You know the safety more than I do. And I understand where the counselor's coming from. It's his district. He knows that area way better than I do. So, but I do always fall in line with the police. So, unless there's a change made on this, I'm probably either A, not gonna vote for it, or B, I would ask to table it and give
Sure.
you an opportunity to do that, and if you figure that's a good recommendation, then I will be supportive of it.
I'll talk to Detective Haggerty tomorrow, and I'll go out and look with him. Adam.
So motion to table.
Motion made to table this document, number 120, it's been made by Councilor Lozaro, seconded by, I keep calling you vice chair, but you're not. Councilor Santiago, no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. So thank you for doing that, and we'll, if you can bring that soon.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
I'll-
meeting, we can take a vote
And
on
if
it.
the recommendation come back the same way, we'll go with your recommendation. Because
Okay.
I have withdraw requests that I have done based on your recommendation, so I have no issue with that.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay. The next one is 12325. This is childcare parking at 36 Walnut Street. Go ahead, Sergeant.
Record submitted by Julissa Abad. Let me see. Memo in response to request of a child care for the
It
thing.
appears it's a favorable because they're
It appears to be
suggesting where to put
favorable.
it, right?
Yeah, favorable recommendation. He forgot to put that in there.
Motion to send document 12325 for full council to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion? See no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Order public hearing is the motion.
Question about the item for the childcare is, we have to wait for the 30 days for the police department now?
I'm sorry, for which one?
We have to wait for the police department to put it 30 days, to put it the sign.
After the final passage, our ordinances say that there's 30 days are required before something becomes enacted. Oftentimes, the council will suspend that requirement, declare it an emergency, and waive the 30 days. Does that make sense? Doesn't happen to all of them. Like for my district, I don't do it. I want there to be that 30 days. I think for me, it's important that people have an opportunity to know that's happened and then have an opposition to come back, because now I have a chance, if something goes wrong, I can have a chance to change something. A lot of counselors want to do it immediately, so they wanted to waive the 30 days. It's up to the council. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But it happens after the full council vote, not in this level.
Thanks for the clarification.
You're welcome. The next document is 12425. This is handicap parking at 343 South Broadway. A lot of words here on this one. 124.
12425?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I see the word favorable. near the
favorable
top.
recommendation, although there's a note in here, we did this for 22.
But I'm speaking, we'll change it. Go ahead.
It's
we're
not
gonna change
Councilor
this.
Levy?
It's Councilor Reyes.
Okay, it's Councilor Reyes.
Yeah.
I guess you went up there and measured it, or? So the problem is the no parking signs from Inman Street to Kenneth Street. It falls right inside of those things, so there's no parking there, and it was requested by the gentleman at whichever that gentleman lives at, and we allowed the no parking, but now they want to have handicap parking in a no parking zone, so. We'll favorable recommendation on it, but again, we have concerns about this, so.
So what's the concern?
The concern is it's
I'm
no
sorry,
parking from Kenneth Street to up to south, on the west side of South Broadway, from
There's
Inman to
no
Kenneth.
parking, but we're gonna put a handicap spot there? Is that what we're doing? That seems kind of counterintuitive in some respects. Go ahead. I'm
But at
listening.
the end on the notes is to check with the city engineer and also DPW, so, like, to send it to them, so.
Yeah, the DPW will present and they will measure with me and also, I don't know, can you repeat what is your concern?
Our concern is there's no parking signs there. That we did an unfavorable recommendation at first. And who you responded to, Detective Haggerty himself or somebody, and sent an email saying you went out there and measured it properly and that you don't find that there's a problem with putting the signs there, if I'm correct. You were with DPW and yourself.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so,
I don't understand why you don't.
There's a no parking zone right there for the
yeah.
whole thing.
Those residents asked for a no parking
Yeah,
zone for
there's
now.
there's a no parking ordinance in that spot where this handicap is going.
Yeah, but the no parking is only 2 blocks for the neighbor before Artesanas. It's not for the entire block. It's just two spots to the neighbor, and the another neighbor requests a handicap parking.
And
Very
yes.
close.
The sign is right in front of their house, right where they want to put the,
That's fine, but when we do the measure in the back, from the another corner to back,
Mhm.
we did it very carefully to don't have inconvenience with the neighbor, so you can place exactly with the neighbor is in the agenda.
Okay. We gave it a favorable recommendation. You're gonna have problems from the guy from South Broadway if you put that up there.
So there's gonna be a public, if we go forward with this, there's gonna be a public hearing, and that person on both sides should show up. The
They should
person,
show
I
up,
want,
yes.
as a decision maker, I wanna hear from the person who doesn't want it, who lives there. I also wanna hear from the person who wants it, who lives there, and then we're gonna have to make a decision on how we're gonna go on it. But it's favorable from the police department.
So motion to send a full council favorable recommendation to order in a public hearing.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. The one thing I would add on it, would you please resubmit this memo and please submit the proper name? It was actually submitted by
Oh, okay.
by Vice Chair Reyes. So let's just make sure it's proper, and if you could just resubmit that memo.
Yep.
And we'll put that new memo in part of the packet, because the council does deserve credit since she started it, or working on this project.
Okay. I can do that.
My last name is not senior responsibility, because you're Mr. Ferry. She is starting with L, and mine is starting with R.
So there you go. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. All right. What's the next? The next one is document I got 210. Does that sound right? Say it, what? Gotcha. 12725, resident parking, Haverhill Street between Jackson and Newberry Street. I'm reading the word unfavorable on this.
Unfavorable, waiting on a traffic study from the city engineer.
So regardless of what the city engineer says, you have an unfavorable recommendation, is that the interpretation? Which is okay, if that's your, I mean.
No, we're
it should be
asking for the
independent.
recommendation of the DPW and/or a traffic study. I don't know why he used the word unfavorable at this point in time without their study or without DPW, so I don't think it would be an unfavorable
Would it be,
recommendation.
I mean, aren't you looking at different things, or looking at the same thing? When police does its report, and the DPW, are you looking at the same exact
I don't see
stuff?
anything from DPW.
You don't, but I mean,
No, I
in
don't.
general, when sometimes we'll send things to police,
Mhm.
we'll send things to DPW, we're looking for a report from each branch,
Okay.
each department. So when you look at it, the police department look at it, I'm thinking that you're looking at it from a perspective of, are there been any accidents there? What's the traffic flow maybe? And when DPW looks at it, they're looking at it for a different reason. I
Yeah.
can't think, I don't even know what that
Okay.
could be, but there's different reasons. So would they be independent of each other? I don't know. That's a question that I'm
this
not
was-
on DPW or police, so I can't answer.
This was discussed up in the chief's office with I believe, the city council president on how to handle,
Which police chief?
Sergeant Bonilla.
Aguilar or?
Bonilla.
Bonilla, okay.
Yeah. So if you want to table it, I can see what we actually have to do for this. I'm sure he ran the accident stuff, because that's the first thing we do, traffic flow, but we need to see the study from the engineer to really give a good recommendation, because we don't know exactly how much traffic is on that road. you
So
know?
you're basing your recommendation on information the DPW has? Is that
Exactly.
what you're doing?
Yeah.
And so I want to ask you a very unfair question, and I apologize
Yes.
right off the bat, which is this. When you get, and you're looking at issuing your recommendations, how often are you waiting for DPW to weigh in? There's not a sense of consistency is where I'm going
Yeah, I
with
can see
this.
that. I understand that now. So just, the process is, so this recommendation went to me, DPW, and the city engineer. Okay, so who's the contact at DPW? I can start
We have a new
lining
engineer.
up
We have a new
contacts.
engineer? Who's the new engineer? not Theo anymore. No, I think he's gone, isn't it? I think he's changed positions. Whoever, I think Theo Rosario was our city engineer. I do believe he, who is it? Yeah, I think it's.
Okay, I'll. Yeah, we can.
Motion by Council Del Rosario. to
Motion to send to DPW and also city engineer for review.
Second.
Same person. Okay, motion made to send correspondence for review. It's been properly seconded. Any further discussion on this?
Do they get this, like when I got, did they get the same thing, or do we?
Yes.
Okay.
They got the same thing.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Like I said, we're still new at this, so.
And it will automatically table, so when we get it back, you might, if you want to follow up with them, you can
I'll
also
get
do
contacts from both of them, and I'll follow up before we make our recommendations.
This is 127. And then we'll make any further discussion on this? So now I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. This item will remain tabled. Is there any objections to remaining tabled? Seeing no objection, this matter remains tabled. Make sure that's in the notes. This is 127, tabled. And DPW, right? Next document is document number 13625, which is,
All right, submitted by Councilor Reyes and
I'm gonna read it out. Give me a second.
Aquadania Rodriguez.
Handicap parking at 49, you're gonna steal my thunder? On 40, I get paid to do this. 49 Bradford Street, handicap parking. What's the police department's recommendation?
Favorable recommendation.
Okay.
Motion to send on a
God.
full council with a favorable recommendation or the public hearing.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. See no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document, 13325, which is a stop sign on Crescent Street in the corner of May Street. Go ahead, Council.
Submitted by Councilor Del Rosario, and we have a favorable recommendation for that.
Is it because of who offered it, or is it because of the merit of the situation?
No, I'm gonna give him one favorable recommendation today. So.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Motion to send on full council with a favorable recommendation or the public hearing.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion. See no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. That's it for these. There's more. Wait, but there's more. Right, there's more.
I'm running out. I got one left.
Which one you got?
Oh, I don't think it's on the document. 12625, is that on the paperwork? 13635.
We just did that one. 136 we just did?
Yep.
I think
that's it.
I think that's it. We have other stuff. We have the Veterans Advisory Council. We have loading zones. We have. Yes, I have that one. That's the loading zone, yeah. So I think we're good with the police department. What's that? I think we're good. Sergeant, thank you very much. This meeting's, we'll be dealing with all these.
So I'll look into Willows, Holly Street, and you got yours there, so.
The name change, proper name.
Oh, name change.
Right, right. Okay, we're good. Thank you, Sergeant.
Okay, thank you.
We're all
Yeah,
set
all
there.
have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, and let's just go in order, I guess. Got all these. The first one, let's deal with 19525. We should have this at our desk here. That is a loading zone at 377 Essex Street. This is, councilors, if there's no objection, we'll just deal with this. This is the one that we had questions regarding Essex Street, meters, loading. So we've got we have an opinion from the city attorney. Let me read this. You've asked for, this is from the office of the city attorney. You've asked my opinion on placing a loading zone on 377 Essex Street. The front of the building is 25 feet wide, and there are 2 parking spaces in front of the building that currently have meters. PCI has, and that's our contractor, PCI has the parking contract and needs to be contacted prior to any loading zone being installed. The owner would then pay $1 per hour per spot for the use of the spaces. Here are the questions to be asked. Number 1, what are the hours of the loading zone? Number 2, what days of the week? Number 3, can the delivery trucks fit in 2 spaces? And number 4, are they willing to pay for the spaces? No vote should take place until these questions have been answered from the city attorney. So I think that was actually a very good and helpful opinion. So, and this would, all these questions would go to Mr. Lara, Hector Lara of Easy Price Appliance and Repair. Whose district is that? 377 Essex? Councilor Delores, is that your area? Okay. I guess I would look for a motion that we send correspondence to the applicant, the petitioner, maybe just including the city attorney's opinion on there, which easily lists as though the motion should be to answer the questions that are on this, and then are they willing to pay for the space? So, motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by by Councilor Santiago. Discussion? You didn't do it? She did it? Throwing me off. By Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? See no discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Do you have a copy of this? And we're going to table it here if there's no objection. No objection. You got it? Thank you. So let me write that. Tabled. Correspondence. Next document is 19425. 19425 is to remove handicap parking at 23 North Boylston Street. We received this. The handicap sign is in front of this petitioner's house. They're asking if we don't move it until a certain date. We've passed that date. That's not a concern. There's more information than we actually need in this email. But the reality is the current or the previous owner has said that she needed it. Now she's moved out. There's no need for it anymore. So on this document, 19425, if this committee feels okay, we should send this up to the full council to order a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chair Reyes, seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. Discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Order a public hearing. Yes. All in favor, say aye. The ayes, no. The ayes have it. Next is let's do this one. 15325 and 23125. Those are documents that we received a memo in front of us today, and here. On behalf of the Planning Department, I'm requesting that the following matters be tabled at the Ordinance Committee. This is dealing with discontinuance of Empire Street as a public way and approving the rezoning of a parcel of land on Madison Street from an I-1 to an R-1. This matters under state law. I'll read this. On behalf of the Planning Department, I am requesting that the following matter be tabled on the Ordinance Committee agenda. Under state law, all discontinuances and/or abandonments of public ways or the rezoning of land must be first reviewed by the Municipal Planning Board. These matters are currently scheduled for a public hearing on Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. We will appear before the committee as soon as these documents are reviewed by the Lawrence Planning Board. Looking for a motion to table document 15325 and 23125.
So much.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Give me a second so I can write this down. Thank you. Document number 15124 is on my desk, on our desks. if there's no objection, we'll take that one off. Let me see if I can find it. I must have a truncated version of the agenda. It doesn't go back that far. Do you have that on your document? 150, 124? Maybe it's this one. Hold on, I got it. I'm sorry. It's on page 6. Thank you. Page 6 on April 2nd. This is the request for status of the Veterans Advisory Council. This was put on by Mr. Collins, and I think this has been something that's been advocated for by the district counselor, Counselor Santiago. We received, counselors, a memo from Victor Ortega to Mayor DePeiia, and a member of the city council. Should I read this out loud, Counselor? Would you like for me to do that, Counselor Santiago? Would you like for me to read this out loud? This memo? Yeah. Okay. This is from Director of Veteran Services, Victor Ortega. Dear Mayor DePeiia and Honorable City Council members, I am writing to formally follow up on document 150-124, which pertains to the status of the Veterans Advisory Council for the City of Lawrence. After reviewing the relevant city ordinances, I am beginning to inquire into the current standing of this council. I have also brought this matter to the attention of the Director of Health and Human Services in hopes of obtaining further clarity and support in identifying the past members and understanding the current composition, if any. My intent is to proceed with transparency and respect, particularly toward any individuals who may have previously served, should there be a need to reestablish or reappoint members to the board. The goal is to honor their service while building a council that can actively support and advise on matters impacting our veteran community. Establishing or revitalizing the Veterans Advisory Council would be an invaluable asset to the Departments of Veteran Services. It would help ensure that the voices of our veterans are represented in policy discussions and allow for collaborative community engagement initiatives that align with the city's mission to serve those who have served us. I respectfully request any information or historical records related to past appointments, meeting activity, or current vacancies within the Veterans Advisory Council. Your support and guidance in helping us move this initiative forward are greatly appreciated. Feel free to reach out with any questions you might have. Respectfully, Victor E. Ortega, Director of Veteran Services. So he's asking a question. If we have anything, he wants to see it. He wants to move on it, but he wants to be as thorough as possible. That's what I interpreted that. He wants to get all the details. I don't have the details. I don't know if any of us have the details. But I know that the petitioner, Mr. Collins, might have some details. He seems to be someone who's very informed on this. So my recommendation would be to do two things. One is the personnel department might have records. They have traditionally kept records for applications for various positions. They might have names. Maybe, don't know. That's one place that might have records. The other place that might have records would be the city clerk. She's the custodian of all records. Doesn't mean she has these because they're spread out throughout the buildings, but she might. So asking the city clerk if she has any records. Those are the two. And then we can certainly send correspondence or request Mr. Collins, since he seems to have some information. If he can provide, that would be helpful too. That's my recommendation. Anybody have any thoughts, motions?
Through your chair. So while the director of Veteran Services is doing his due diligence, gathering this information, I think this item should remain tabled.
No, I think it should remain tabled. I agree with you.
And Mr. Collins, I'm sorry, through your chair. Mr. Collins also could, instead of, Google around, you should somehow get a meeting with the director of Veteran Services and sit out with him, and he can bring any information to help him find the information that you guys are looking for quick.
So that's a good suggestion.
That's a suggestion.
I
think
like that.
you guys should meet up with him and Collins if you have information to bring it down while they find anybody that was a member of this advisory board or something.
So do you have any comments on that? I don't want to monopolize this meeting. So I think that I think what my good friend and colleague says makes a lot of sense. There really should be that interaction, but it is on our desk. We have to deal with it at some point. But I would recommend to Mr. Ortega that we send a copy over to him, a letter to him, and it gets, we send it correspondence to him, advising him that a good place to go would be the 3 that we mentioned. So put the little bit of the burden, if not the right word, but the responsibility to reach out on him. Say that we're eager to work with him. The places that he might find the information he's looking for is those 3 places, and we encourage him to contact them. So I would recommend that we send that letter or an email to Director Ortega. We copy the clerk, personnel director, and Mr. Collins, so that he sees who's on there. Then he can go out and reach out to them personally, which that's what the council is looking to do. I think. All right. There needs to be a motion then, if that's what we're doing. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion to send correspondence to Director
Second.
Ortega and copy the 3 that we just mentioned, and suggesting that those individuals, those departments and individuals are what we believe to be the best repositories of that information. Motion has been properly made by Councilor Santiago, properly seconded by Councilor Del Rosario. Any further questions?
To clarify,
Sure.
personnel department, Victor Ortega.
To Victor Ortega,
Yeah.
he's who's getting a copy to
Yeah.
personnel,
And Bill.
and city clerk.
Colin.
City clerk, 3. Clerk, personnel, and bill. 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the motion, properly made, properly second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. There was one of these, Maria, where there was a duplicate. Oh, there it is. Document 221. Yeah, so. Mhm. 197, keep that one. To 197? Okay. So do we have, so it's still being worked on, is the point, and we don't need to make a motion, we just need to withdraw 221. Okay. So so I think what the motion here is to withdraw document 221 because we've already started working on it at document number 197. So the proper motion, if we agree to this, is to make a motion to withdraw 22125. That should be the motion because we're already working on it. Motion made by Vice Chair Reyes, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Would you please put on the notes of that that we already have a previous document and put the document number? Super. Thank you. Withdrawn. What am I missing on documents? I think we took care of all the stuff that's outstanding, right? Oh, now we got to go through new business and send things to committee, to police. Okay. Document 21525, handicap parking at 24 Rose Street. Looking for a motion to send this to the police department.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilor Santiago, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next document is 216. I'm going to let you do the talking. I'm getting hoarse. 21625, remove handicap parking. What's the motion? Someone could talk for me.
I'm just looking around because,
Okay, what do you got?
216 and 217, the same person want to remove at the same time request.
Let's go take a look. 216. Thank you, Council Vice Chair. Let's take a look.
What's that? Relocate?
Relocate, oh.
So he wants to remove the handicap parking on Crescent Street and then place handicap parking on Crescent Street. He gives us a map. See if we can make any sense out of this.
But that's the correct way to do it. You need to remove an ordinance to create an ordinance. Isn't that correct, Chair?
So he wants, wherever it is now, which he unfortunately doesn't have, but he wants to have it at 531, 533. So wherever the handicap parking is on Crescent Street it is now, he wants that removed. Does the map show that? I don't know if it does. It's too fuzzy. Anyway, you know what we should do? We should send this to the police department and have them figure it out. So the first one is removing, so they're looking for a motion.
Motion to send to the police department for review.
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 21725, handicap parking on Crescent Street. I would recommend the same thing.
Motion to send to the police
is
department
this-
for review.
Item is 218 and 219.
We're on document 260 and 217. This is Crescent Street. So the first one was to the person moved out, and 217 is they're looking to remove it to a different location. And-
Talking about.
Okay, all right, we're almost there. A motion to send it to the police department for their review. It's been made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now, 218. Same person, two different locations, 66 Floral and 19 Exchange Street. So 218, yes, they're related. This individual moved from Exchange Street to Floral Street, and they want to move the handicap sign. So Councilor Santiago is 100% correct. There is a relationship between both. So the first one is so 66 is where they want it, 19 is where they had it. So they want to remove the 19, they want a new one for 21825, so I would recommend that we send that to the police department for their review.
So move.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, second by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now, 19 Exchange Street, she says she's moved there, so she wants to remove the handicap parking sign to provide more space. So we could send that right up for a public hearing if we
Because they
choose.
don't have the same address, they have different.
Motion to send to the full council with favorable recommendation to order a public hearing.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion. See none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. 22524, stop sign at the intersection of Katherine Street and Ferry Street. I'm at 222. 22225? Did I miss? I missed 220. Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry. 22025, childcare parking at 140 Exchange Street. My apologies. Looking for a motion?
Motion to send to the police department and DPW for review.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Police and DPW. Now, 222. We did 220. No, we did 221. Yep. 222 is four-way stop sign at intersection of Katherine and Ferry Street.
Motion to send to the police department and DPW for review.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Del Rosario, seconded by Councilor Santiago. Discussion. Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. 22325.
Councilor Levy's been very busy. Let me see, the street is currently heavily congested. Looking for a one-way street on Campo Seco, did I pronounce that right? Campo Seco Street?
Motion to send the police department and DPW for the review.
Excellent.
Second.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion. Hearing now, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The last one on this one is 22525. This is the creation of an ordinance regulating on-street parking of oversized vehicles based on length rather than weight. Let me just say this before I get going on this. I've talked to this officer who I have a lot of respect and admiration for. We typically would like to get something from a department head, not necessarily someone who is on the staff, typically, because that way we know it's actually coming from someone, essentially a senior person within the administration who's doing it. In this one, this is being presented by an officer, and it would be like, I don't want to besmirch anybody's position, but a low-level person at any other department putting something on the agenda when they're a representative of the executive branch or the agency. I don't feel as comfortable, because I want, if it's coming from the police department, I want the police chiefs on board. If I don't see the police chief's name on board, I'm saying, what are we doing here? But it's on the agenda, so we got to deal with it. What this ordinance does would be, in addition to the current city ordinance, it may be a very good ordinance proposal. The ordinance would be in addition to the current city ordinance that restricts and regulates on-street parking of trucks that weigh over 10,000 pounds, and the ordinance that restricts vehicles from being parked on the street for more than 36 hours, not in lieu of those circumstances. So let's see. So, does he have? He shows us the problem, I think. And the solution, which goes back to your idea, is another ordinance, right?
Through you, Chair, it was going through my mind. That probably was the one that I was looking to promote or to bring in. I mean, now we bring some type of clarity instead of weight, meaning size. When we're talking about school buses, right? Mm. And we have an ordinance for 10,000 pounds and over.
So is this duplicative of what you proposed?
It's similar because we already have an ordinance for the 10,000 pounds. What this will add is that regardless of how heavy the vehicle is, if it's long enough, depends on what we'd approve in this ordinance, won't be allowed to park on our street. So it's, I mean, if you ask me, I like it. I mean, I'm still working to bring something because these huge vehicles are hurting our neighborhoods with parking issues that we have, with safety issues that we have when people are going to cross the street and these vehicles are parked along, and that comes again with enforcement. We don't have no enforcement when it comes to that. But if we create more stuff and maybe contact these companies that are allowing this vehicle to be in our streets when they're not in service, we might be able to get somewhere, some relief when it comes to the parking. I mean, the companies are trying to make this convenience for the drivers, but it's bringing an inconvenience to our neighborhoods and our constituents that no longer able to park with this large vehicles taking 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces on our streets.
Okay, so forget about what I said earlier about the chief and all that stuff. Let's just deal with the merits of this proposal. It doesn't have on there what the restriction of length is. Is it on there? I'm just not seeing it?
It's not.
So isn't that part of the issue here? Don't we need to say what the size is? And I don't know what that would be.
That's okay, but what I propose a motion to send correspondence to the officer of Americano to clarify the length. We already have an ordinance with the weight. So if we can clarify what is the length, send correspondence to him, bring clarities, and then we'll retouch this item.
Sure.
I would take a recommendation.
I don't have a problem with that. I would recommend this. I would recommend that we send it to the Chief Aguilar and we copy Officer Cano. I want to work with, unless he says to us, work with Cano on all these things, I've got implicit trust. That's a different story, but right now I don't know what that is. So right now I want to work with the chief, and then he can tell me or tell us who he wants to work with. Yes, go ahead.
Also, I want to have clarification, especially with the item in the agenda from my colleague. If the person has a space in the driveway or something like that, they can allow to put the booth inside the personal driving or something like that. Because sometimes we don't have any. We have some person and they don't have another vehicle and they use the school bus to come back to home. If they have enough space to put it inside, it's not affecting them.
No, yeah, I mean, if they have, you see buses or drivers, they're allowed to take those buses home and they have a spot on their houses, that's great. They can park it inside. But again, I'm still working on those and see what we can bring. I mean, I'm trying to get into, I'm working communication with the operation managers and the fleet managers to see if we can alleviate this. Again, it's a convenience for also constituents to drive these buses or work with these companies, and they're allowed to bring those vehicles home. But the concerns that we have is parking it on the street the whole day, basically, because they drive 2 hours in the morning, they park it there for 5 hours, and then they will drive 2 hours in the afternoon. And some of them take the homes for the overnight. So, but that's another item that I'm working, tweaking it over. But, I mean, again, we'll change that, we amend that motion, and we can send correspondence to Chief Aguilar and maybe copy Abel Cano, but Chief Aguilar and copy Abel Cano, and we can have the discussion and find out what length and what is the purpose on this.
So there's a motion to send correspondence to get more clarification on the proposal, which I would assume would include length of the vehicles. Is that part of it? Correct. So we can add that as part of it, so we can be very precise. Anything else that you want precision-wise on that? Just length, is that it? Okay. Motion's been properly made by Council De La Rosario. Is there a second? Second. Seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Right. Next page. Go. Almost done. 227 Campana Evangelistica at O'Connell Park. There's nobody here. I would encourage us to table this matter.
Motion to table to 2725.
Second.
Motion made by Council De La Rosario, seconded by Council Santiago. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. The next one is 22825 Community Fun Day out at O'Connell Park. I don't see anybody here to speak on that. I asked that we table that one.
Motion to table to 2825.
Second.
Motion made by Council De La Rosario to table, seconded by Councilor Santiago. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. I do believe that's the last one. Is there anything else that I'm missing, councilors? Did we deal with 197? Did we deal with that 190? Oh, yeah, that was the duplicate, right? Yes,
No,
yes.
table one item.
Go ahead, Councilor Santiago. Which item?
I want to untable the item 2125, no parking both sides, Sargent Avenue.
12525?
2125.
Thank you.
Third page.
Thank you. I see it. If there's no objection, we'll take document 2125 off the table. See no objection. Councilor Santiago?
The reason I want to put it on table that item, the first day when the clerk called me to about the item, I told her not, and I don't know why it is in my name under the item.
So this is not your item?
It's not my item. I talked with the constituent, and I did a meeting with them, and they told me if they don't wanna no parking both sides for the 7 day. Officer Cano recommended, the city clerk told me, Officer Cano recommended her to make no parking both sides. But I said no because I want to contact with the resident first. I did a meeting with them, and they told me they don't agree no parking, just a trash day, because the officer cannot say it is obstruction with the truck, with the trash day with the truck to pick up the trash. And I think the residents are agreed to make a trash day no parking, just the trash day, because that's a pretty small street. It is like a 3 house and 2 house to the one side, 3 house, and the left side 2 house. It's just pretty small.
So if I'm hearing you and understanding you, and I don't have the proposal in front of me, but it sounds as though what is on the agenda is far more than what either you or your constituents. You just want 1 day, trash day, where there's no parking to allow the trash trucks to go down the street.
The main one is,
Is that it?
The main reason is not to suppose in the agenda, because I didn't authorize.
Do you want to withdraw this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, it says your name on it, so if you want to
Yeah,
withdraw, we can
the
withdraw
same
it.
day, the
Okay.
same day,
All right.
she called me, I said no.
Okay.
I don't know why it is the agenda.
So, you want to make a motion to withdraw?
Motion to withdraw the item 2125.
Motion made by
Second.
Council Santiago, seconded by Council Del Rosario. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
And another item I wanna just to make update, I email, the item is 1725, is not in the ordinance agenda, it is not in the regular agenda for the full council. The item, it is in any
Okay.
agenda.
Okay, okay.
And I sent, it is the item
1725?
1725,
What's the first number? 170 or 70?
17,
17?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay.
25. It is handicap parking.
I know, but we're not gonna, we can't take a vote on it. We can't take a vote.
Yes, I'm looking for the update because I sent the email, like the last time we talking about the email, we sent it to the police department.
Yes, all right.
We sent it to the DPW to put it the sign we approve. But it's not in the location and it's not in the agenda.
So good news, bad news. Here's the bad news. We can't vote on it or anything like this. That's the bad news. The good news is, we don't need to. Make a phone call, talk to the clerk again. If you want me to help you with the conversation with the clerk, I'm happy to do that with you. And just try to get some clarification as what that number, where is it? What's the final, where is this? Did we pass it? Did we not pass it? Where is it? We want to know where this is. We're missing it.
Yeah.
So that's a question that we can take. We don't need to do it here, and we can't because we don't have it on here, but we can do that directly with her and by an email. And we can't vote on it, but we can do that together if you want.
Yeah, I would like
All
to.
right. So if you want to start that, and I'm happy to help. So but we can
Okay.
talk about that afterwards. That's not a problem. Okay.
And that's it for me.
Okay. What else? I think. Was there one more thing? I think we're councils. I think we're okay. I think we're good. All right. So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to withdraw. Motion adjourn.
Motion made by Council Del Rosario, seconded by Vice Chair Reyes. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no? The ayes have it. 17. I'm gonna write a little note on this.